Okay, once again, I've decided to be a lazy teacher, a lazy mentor, a lazy whatever people want to call me. And I have my dear friend Stephanie from down under in Australia. I don't know, Sydney or someplace down there. I have no idea. That's all
Mhm.
anybody knows. Oh, you're from Sydney. Well, there's a lot of other towns there. Okay, actual Sydney. And she's got a radio show. She's got a podcast. She's got website. She's a media tycoon down there. And anyway, so she talked to me the other day and said she had some questions. I said, save your questions because if you got a question, I'm just going to record it. And if it's applicable to other people, then I'll post it. If it's not, then we had this lovely conversation that got recorded and she blackmails me with what my answers were, whatever. So Stephanie, I'm gonna let you ask your questions and then I have no clue what they are. I don't even know what I'm gonna say, but I will give you my reply. And it's just what I think and feel. And then if you got a follow-up question or something, we'll just carry on this conversation until it's done.
Thank you. Well, thank you for speaking with me again, Rev Bill. It's lovely to talk to you. And we did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and one of the topics that we didn't get around to, or we may have touched on, but not in depth, was energy healing and white light healing. And I'm so interested to find out a bit more about that. Can you tell us, can anyone do this? Can anyone use white light healing, or can not everybody channel energy?
Wow. Okay. This is going to be a more in-depth answer than you probably were expecting, and it's going to be both vertical and horizontal in the reply. In other words, let's frame healing because I take a morning walk now because I got to be out of the sun, right? So I walk at 3, 4 in the morning. I walk 3 miles. I come back home. While I'm walking, I got my cell phone and I go to YouTube and I listen to lectures on YouTube. And I listened to one the other day with Deepak Chopra was interviewing the Sada Guru, whatever his name is, and somebody asked him about healers and people that could tell the future and all these talents and cities that people have, these abilities for meditating. And he basically said that he had people at his ashram that could obviously heal and obviously tell the future very accurately. He says, but he doesn't want them doing that. And if they do that at his ashram, he, he doesn't want them there. And as far as he's concerned, they've kind of finished their spiritual school this lifetime. Move on because you diverted off the highway and now you're on the byways. It's better off, he said, that you focus on the real reason that you meditate, and it's not for powers or what they call cities abilities. Like you could read minds, you can levitate, you can walk through a wall, you could put places at once, you can heal, you can see the future. I mean, it's just all kinds of paranormal that you can do. If you're meditating and trying to develop that energy for that, you're missing the boat. Now, I don't go as far as he says because he goes, that city's not going to work with them. Because I see this thing to go back to this horizontal vertical line. I see that as a step on your spiritual journey. You start off thinking only about yourself, boom, boom, and then as you start to progress, you start thinking about, well, I want to help others. It's usually like the first. I look at somebody and I kind of look, oh, he's trying to help somebody. He's trying to be a counselor. He's trying to be, a life counselor. He's trying to be a coach. He's trying to be a healer. He's trying to do whatever he's trying to do. That's the first steps on the spiritual journey. So I don't want to knock that because for some people, they have to go through that. And a lot more people than I may even realize it because it really seems, as I'm talking to people, that's really where they don't get stuck there though. So yes, healing can be done. But what the real question is, do you have the wisdom to know when to heal and when not to heal? Sometimes healing is not what is hermetically correct. In other words, somebody came to this guru in India or something and oh please, I'm going to follow you, guru, and all this stuff. Just heal me. I got 6 months left to live. So the guru heals him. 6 months later, after the guy's been living, he's doing really good, and he comes around, and then all of a sudden he disappears, doesn't come around the ashram, doesn't do anything, starts drinking, starts doing dope. Next thing you know, he's a drunk driver, and he runs over somebody on the highway and kills him about a year after he got healed. 6 months longer he was supposed to be alive, and he killed somebody. So then the guru goes, I took it on that karma. I caused that to happen. I've enabled that. Okay. So if a healer also, I'm going to heal this person, I think that they're suffering there. When do we as spiritual beings get motivated to change, to alter what we're doing? When we suffer, when we have pain. Now you take away pain and you take away suffering and you randomly heal people. That's how they're working out their karma, right? So if that's how they're working out their karma with this disease, whatever it may be, cancer, whatever, and they no longer have it, they're not working out the karma. Have you helped them? You've helped their body, but the body is disposable. What have you done for their soul and their spirit? So even though it's a fact and it's, people know about it and witnessed it, I've done some healings, only when a voice told me, do it. But you have to have this inner wisdom. And you also have to realize, and this is where healers and helpers and coaches and counselors all kind of lose sight of what's going on. Here's where I step on some toes. You never heal. The source does. The one,
Mhm.
the creator, whatever that we're a part of, that we are as well. But it's the healer connecting that source with the person that needs to be healed. All the quote unquote healer does is become a pipe, a conduit, where this energy or this white light, this healing light can flow through the so-called healer. And I use that term very loosely here, quote unquote, the healer. It flows through them to someone else. Now, if the person is receptive, they're open, they got their inner doors and windows open, then they will receive this healing. They will know it as fact, as reality. It will happen to them. So no healer other than God. And the person seeking the healing really is the one that acknowledges the healing.
Mhm.
It didn't happen. So yeah, I could show somebody the techniques, but it's like white light healing and energy. Yes, it's real, and energy really does come through, and it can flow through your crown chakra, and it can come out your hands or your eyes or wherever you want the healing to be flowing for. But there are people who can heal with their eyes or heal with their hands. You don't necessarily have to touch. Some great yogis can heal somebody thousands of miles away. They don't even see them. Boom. And if the people believe in them, they don't have to have anything happen. See, most people, when it comes to healing, they go to a shaman, they go to a doctor, they go to faith healers, they go to wherever they're going to go. Whatever they believe in, Western medicine, Indian medicine, whatever they believe in, they believe that will work. That's increased their chances of it actually working. Now, a doctor's got no problem. His job is to physically heal people. There's no karma there. That's his job. People come to him, he's caretaking in the body. But I'm talking about people moving energies in to heal. It's a whole different thing. It's all about wisdom. But there is this inner light, that same healing light, that same healing energy is sent out as love, and let the creator do with it whatever the creator wants to do with it for this person. In other words, you don't go to God and say, heal my grandma. She's 96 years old and she's dying. You got to, God, heal her. And I'm going to do all this stuff. And no, you only ask God to bless other people.
Mhm.
God knows what they need.
Mhm.
God knows what they need. And if you want want to help them with their pain or their suffering, that's okay. I'm really not against people helping people through pain and suffering.
Mhm.
But the greater healing is the soul, spirit. So the energy in me and the energy in, let's say, you, at the ultimate level is one. There's no different. Our energies are, if you're a fairly high evolved spiritual being, you'd have energy coming out. Your aura would be out past your body. Your light field, it's almost like a magnet of color. And when you get around somebody else that's powerful like that, you can actually exchange energies,
Mhm.
and, and you can actually feel it. That's why people like to go to ashrams. If they go to a guru in particular, that they're said to be able to transmit energy and stuff. They're basically transmitting, it is energy, but it's love. All love is energy. It's the greatest energy. And then people go, well, Reverend Bill, you said, what was light? Where's the light is energy. Energy is light. God is love. God is light. God is energy. In the beginning, he created light. That's the first thing he created, right? In the beginning, God created light, right? And that is within us. It's that breath from the divine that is refined as or felt as love. And it vibrates at a certain level. So all spiritual things, which is almost everything, right, vibrates with light. And as you evolve and you meditate and you pray, or you're trying to focus on healing something. Let's just go back to your premise of your question, because I don't want to sell this out short, but I try to tell people you can't change anybody but yourself.
Mhm.
Always heal yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself, thank yourself, be grateful. It's the old Hawaiian tradition. Just follow that. But when you meet others, if you're a true, what I think a true spiritual, especially a Westerner, as we start to move along on this trail, we want to help. We're not happy seeing other people suffering. We want to do what we can do. But you have to have wisdom. And too many people are out there doing stuff, and then they start thinking, I am the healer. I did this.
Mm.
Help change this person. I help heal them. I did this for them. I no. All healing starts within each of us. So, and we seem to, as a species, as a human race, we're always out there looking outside of ourselves. We're looking for somebody else to heal us. Okay? We're looking for somebody else to give us the truth, to to give us knowledge. All that is within. And you can't go out in the outside looking for wisdom. It is only within.
Mhm.
Only you can generate that. You can have mentors and teachers and gurus and chat gurus and all these people come to you. They can inspire you. They can give you tools. Here's how you meditate, all this stuff. And they can share their energy. Go back to this loving, healing energy. The true ones, if you're in their presence, you will be healed if you still believe it. And I'll tell you, I know you had someplace to go down under there, but quick story that ties in this healing thing. I was at this ashram outside of Pune in India, and one of the first time I met this guru, and I met him in California, Berkeley of all places. I met him. It was just me and him having a conversation, and he told me, he says, a guru can never lie; it can only tell the truth. And that stuck with me, and then I'm at his ashram, and we're painting some artwork on the ashram walls, and flowers and stuff, and I'm up on this stool, and I fall off it, and I'm going down this marble staircase head first, from like 6 or 8 feet up, going down head first, and a wire, electrical wire got wrapped around my foot and snapped my foot. Sounded like, according to the people there, a bag of potato chips was being stepped on and with a crunchy sound. And everybody said, oh, and then anyway, one of the guys was there, a guy named Jay. He quickly, fast as I've ever seen anybody, but he quickly grabbed me by the shirt or whatever I had and stopped my head from hitting a step about an inch or two from getting my neck broken. So I sit up and I look at my foot. My foot is bleeding. It's at twisted angles. It's turning blue, like the shirt is turning blue. So it's got blood, and it's turned blue, and it's twisted. And I don't know if you ever even stubbed your toe at night. It hurts.
Mm,
Hurt your
mm,
foot. It hurts. There's threshold of pain there that's really great. So I'm in great pain. Somebody runs, gets the guru. He comes in and he looks at me because I think, oh, you got to take Bill to the emergency. We're on the jungle, right? You got to get in the car. We got to drive someplace. His foot, look at it. It looked bad. Now it's in great pain. I'm sitting on this marble floor, and the guru just does this. You, there's nothing wrong with your foot. Be okay in the morning. And he walks away. And all the people are going, what? What? Hey, look at the foot. It's like, and they're going crazy, right? So somebody goes and gets his wife. She's got common sense, right? So she comes out and she looks, she goes, tears rolling down her cheek. Sees the foot. She goes, oh, Bill, we got to take you to the doctor. And I said, no. I said, first time I met your husband, he told me that a guru could never lie. So he told me nothing was wrong with my foot. So I stood up, took my sandals, put my sandals on, bleeding stopped, swelling went down, the blue went away, got the color back, and I walked into the jungle. I just walked away, and that was it. And everybody's gone. So the next morning, I'm walking across the ashram. I hear little footsteps behind me. And all of a sudden I turn around and the guru's there. And he goes, Bill. And he's looking at my foot, right? And I go, oh, thank you. Thank you, Guru. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. He says, I did not heal your foot. Your belief in my words healed my foot. Okay. Now, I've told that story to two other people that had injuries to their feet. One I didn't know when I was on the phone with her. One cut her cast off when I told that story. I just told a random story that was nothing to do with the conversation. And if you know me enough, I just tell stories for, I just tell, I don't know why I told the story about that. And she hung up on me. And I go, well, I guess I insulted her. Anyway, 3 days later, she called up. She just got a cast on that day. She called me for a broken foot. It was in a solid cast. And when she heard that, she figured, no, the guru's talking to me too. So otherwise, he wouldn't have told me this story. And so she
mm.
got a pair of scissors and a knife and she cut the cast off and she walked for 3 or 4 days and there was nothing wrong. So I told those two stories to this woman. I was at a conference for the Military Writers Society of America in Arizona, and this woman was going to give a presentation for 3 or 4 hours standing up, and she bumped into a chair barefoot in her hotel room, and one toe was just like this thumb. It was out, 90-degree angle. I mean, it's like holy. I mean, just totally dislocated, and she's screaming. Everybody in the hotel has come running. I mean, it was just I come in there and she's like, I just started talking to her softly, arranged for transportation. I'm taking her to the emergency. And I tell her both these stories. I tell her the story about the jungle and how I told that story to this other woman and got the cast off. She stopped crying. She stopped screaming. She went to see the doctor. She came out, crutches. And she says, I remember that story when I went in there. I said, no, I'm going to be okay. She came out, she did it 4 hours. Later on, she had it checked. I don't know if it was good, bad, or indifferent, but no pain, was able to stand. She believed it enough that she was able to do what she came there to do. She flew
Yeah.
in from Pennsylvania or someplace and she gave class. So why I'm telling you this story is real healing is within our own hands. If we're looking for an outside person to do it, so be it. But the real power is within. So manifesting, and I'll go into manifesting light, manifesting on an individual basis for yourself. You can manifest this same healing energy. Imagine this healing light is coming through your crown chakra and it's pouring through all your chakras, all the way down, filling your body with light, and then it comes out your fingertips. Okay? I could get it out my fingertips, I could have it out my eyes, but for self-healing, I tell people, come out your fingertips. So if you got a migraine, then you can take this and then hang on to your forehead. And then there's a form of exercise you do without really lifting weights. You pretend to lift weights in dynamic tension, like you can tighten up and you do weights like that. So if you tighten up, all that energy is not being expended on the exercise. All that energy is building up like a dynamo. So if you tighten up and then you go to your forehead, let's say it's a head injury or something, and then you focus, you visualize that light, and then you tense and you tense, and you just it's going through your fingers. They should be vibrating. It's almost like a sound. It just vibrates. If your knee, you grab your knee, your ankle,
Mm.
if it's your heart, put your hands on your heart, and you do the same thing. That is in your own hands and in your own control, and it's your karma.
Mhm.
So nothing wrong with self-healing.
Mhm.
But when you then take those hands and you lay them on others, you better have the approval of the great ones.
Mhm.
It changes it. Now, there's people that listen to this, they're going to use what I just did and do it out there. It'll work, but I'm just telling you, you're creating karmic connection,
Mm.
and you're responsible. If they do, if they win the Nobel Prize, great for you, for peace, great. But if they go on and do something, they beat up their wife, or they, commit an act, or they just lay around forever, they don't advance. They haven't done a divine purpose from that healing. So if somebody's coming to a guru and a guru looks at him and says, "Oh, this guy is going to be doing spiritual things. I need him. He has a mission. He needs to have a healthy body." The guy does it. That's his choice. But most of the time, somebody goes to one of these divine people for healing, and the guru or the master or somebody will just say, "I'll pray for you." It's a code for saying, "Yeah, I'll pray for you. I'm sending you love and peace, and I want you to be comfortable." But it's not their choice alone. It has to
Yeah.
be. I know that's not the question answer that you wanted.
No, it's good. It's good. Is it any different to, I understand what you're saying about karma, if it's a physical ailment that someone's asking for healing versus an emotional healing, like a depression or something like that? Is it still the same philosophy applied? If it's their karma, do they have to go through it?
Think about this. Say somebody's schizophrenic or they're depressed. And if you don't know what you're doing, this thing's like, well, you're Australian, a boomerang. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a boomerang effect.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got your shields up and you know what you're doing, you could be taking away somebody's depression or their ulcer or something. And end up, and in fact, there's a guru that I know quite well that healed
Mm-hmm.
somebody with an ulcer. And then 6 months later, he had an ulcer and it took 6 months to get rid of. The guy was great. He did it before he put up his shield, and so now he's very careful. So if healing bodies was the key to this whole thing, we got medicine, we got doctors, piece of cake. But we're here to heal spirit. It was interesting. So I talked about it. I was listening to that YouTube video this morning. There's a guy was talking about. He says, "You want to see a greater miracle than somebody that could heal and somebody that could predict the future?" He says, "I got a couple people in my ashram who've been angry with anybody in over a year.
Mm-hmm.
That is a miracle. That's a greater ability." So if you can control your thoughts and your emotions, that's a greater power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope that answered your question.
Yes, as always. Yes, it does.
Unless you got another one, I'll post this thing, but I guarantee people are going to go, "What? I'm a healer. I'm a counselor." You know, I'm saying, "No, what? It's part of your path. If that's what you want to do."
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling people
Mm-hmm.
there's a highway that's much faster, and there needs to be wisdom measured and used. Otherwise, it's like trying to do an exorcism because I don't know if you watched my exorcism video. I did an exorcism where 3 priests were involved.
Mm-hmm.
One, 20 years as a priest, quit being a priest the next week before he even could do it. The other guy had a heart attack and he was only in his 50s. And the third guy was put in an insane asylum. And then guess who does it after all that? Me.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, you'd think they'd be strong enough, but but genomic energy, the devil, demons, darkness, all that, the evil force, whatever you want to call it, is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's created by people's thinking and deeds and actions, and it's floating around our planet. It's strong right now. So unless you're shielded, protected, and have the wisdom to know what you're doing, that's something else you don't want to do. So not condemning anybody, because I really do think it's part of the path. So I see people like that, and I go, that's part of the path. They're progressing. I'm just telling you what the real gurus, the highly evolved ones I've met will tell you. You're dealing with something that's you're creating more karma sometimes for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So heal yourself first, spiritually
Mm-hmm.
first. So if you're ever going to try to quote unquote heal anybody, heal yourself first. You'll help them. But if you want to anytime you send love and you visualize love as light surrounding somebody, don't don't go with specifics. Well, the person needs this, he needs that, he needs no, just send them love and light for whatever the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Because God will give them the right solution.
Mm-hmm.
And praying for yourself, which if you're gonna God is not Santa Claus. There's always people pray to God all the time. I need a new Mercedes Benz. I need this. I need that. I need a new job. You go to God when you need something. No, go to God because you love God. But if you are going to ask for something, ask to carry out His will. Lord, use me today. Let me carry out your will. If there's somebody in need, let me be there. If there's somebody that needs help, let me be there. If there's somebody who needs understanding and love, let me be an extension of your hands. Let me be an extension of your eyes. Let me be an extension of your love. Flow through me. Knowing that it's not the I-ness of me, the ego helping these people. It's God, and I'm surrendering my body and my personal tools, whatever they may be, to help. God's helping them, but I'm just the flow. So a truly wise spiritual person will go through these stages where they want to help everybody, which is beautiful. I'm just telling people, look how you really help them.
Mm-hmm.
Importantly, you help more people by healing yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's taking care of you first, especially the spiritual part. Forgive yourself, love yourself. Thank thank God for all that's happened to you, even the craziness of getting beat up by life. You know, everything that happens to you is supposed to happen to you. Nothing is random.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. If you get somebody shoots you, in the United States, somebody shoots a mob of people, somebody gets shot. They have nothing to do with they'll say an innocent bystander gets shot, right? Well, yeah, that person didn't do anything to deserve that we can see. But karmically, there's a reason for that. Maybe it's just a time for the person to go or whatever. Maybe they had, they're playing reverse role. Maybe they had to do this because they needed somebody. Who knows? You can't judge karma. But nothing is random. Nothing is an accident. So when people come into your life, okay, like people come to you, and I know they come to you and ask for help. either actually say it or it's, I mean, just by their actions and of who they are. It's incumbent upon you to realize they're now in your universe. Now you're responsible. So cleanse yourself first.
Mm.
Make peace with you. Love yourself. You can't give anybody nothing you don't. If you don't love yourself, you can't give any love out, right? Can't give what you don't have, right? So love yourself, forgive yourself, thank you. Be thankful for all that happens to you. Be the best you can be by you changing and taking them. There's nothing outside of you, as I'm trying to say. People say, well, that person, no. In the essence, we're all one. And the
Mm.
whole universe is really, when I close my eyes, Stephanie's right here in my heart. All these other people, my family, everybody's inside. That's my universe. That's who I see. That's who I interpret as my world. I mean, who knows, Stephanie, when you that anybody's living the same world you are. I
Mm.
mean, so inside you have this universe, and
Mm.
somebody like me or somebody else comes in to take care of them. Be tender, be compassionate. Know that they're there for a reason. If somebody's mad at you, what you want to do is look for whatever thing that you did, whatever it may be, at whatever level of thought or whatever past karma or whatever. Forgive yourself for whatever you did or didn't do. It doesn't matter. They came to you and in your presence, heal you first.
Mm.
It's like on an airplane, right? They always say when the oxygen mask comes down, the stewardess always tells you, don't put it on the child first, put it on you, right? Put it on you. You got the oxygen mask, which is love. Put it on you first.
Mm.
Otherwise, you can't help anybody else.
Yeah.
So position, heal thyself.
Thank you.
All right. So for all those people out there, because I know I'm going to get all kinds of emails saying, I'm saying if you're out there and you're a life coach or something, keep doing what you're doing. I just want you in your own minds and your own hearts and souls to know you're working for the creator. You're just an extension. It's not you that's coaching. It's not you that's healing. It's not you that's helping. And so take that part of the equation away. And keep doing what you're doing. If it makes sense in your life, if it makes sense in your life, no one else can judge that. Not I. I mean, is my truth the only truth? Come on. So, and as you evolve, 10 years from now, Stephanie, 10 years from now, you can look and you can say, geez, all the stuff I believed 10 years ago, I want a second look at that, right? That's
Mm.
not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You should never put all your truths in a box and seal it. You're raised a certain religion, a certain belief, certain dogma. Everything is subject to your growth.
Mm.
And just, you'll find, seriously, as you go and as you evolve, you get new friends, new acquaintances, new people you hang around with. 10 years ago, some of those people 10 years ago, you're not hanging around with anymore. You didn't
Correct.
find them, you didn't say goodbye. You just,
Drift. Mm.
because in particular, your energy is raising at a different rate and vibrate at a different rate than they were.
Mm.
You can't remain in the same sphere universe. It's not the same energy. It's going to be a discomfort. It's not going to be comfortable. And you feel that. And you don't judge it. Like
Mm.
vibrating, but you will intuitively start seeking out people with even greater vibration, or at least the same as you have, but greater, because
Mm.
you absorb what is around you. So if you spend all your time out in the outback at some bar, and you drink it all day long with your buddies, right? Uh, you're going to get their vibration.
Mm.
It's going to rub off. So you think about it, and that means who you hang out with, what you listen to, what kind of music you listen to, what kind of movies you watch, you put in your mind. They're all crazy, cut 'em up movies, whatever. All that stuff you're feeding yourself And some of that stuff depletes your energy,
Mm.
changes your vibration. So you always want to think higher,
Mhm.
all higher. All right, that's it. I think I covered light, other than the ultimate question about light. The only light that really counts, what is enlightening, right? Enlightening process. So having had near death experiences and you get the light, right? Because we can talk about light experiences. Light itself is healing,
Mhm.
spiritual level.
Mhm. Thank you.
Well, thank you for asking. Come back anytime. We'll do this again.
Love to. Thank you.